starting off this year's Halloween videos with my all-time favorite decoration ever, the wreath. So let's check out how I made this year's Halloween wreath. I started by wrapping some black thread around my wreath form. If you need some help on some DIY wreath form ideas, I'll link a video to that you can check out that I did where you learn six different ways to make wreath forms. Anyways, tie that on just a regular double knot with a bit of a tail, probably about 5 or 6 inches. Enough so that you can then tuck that thread underneath and tie it again to form a loop. That loop will become what you hang it with. Then begins the tedious task of wrapping the yarn around the wreath form. Now this seriously is going to take forever. The thicker the wreath form is, the longer this is going to take. I suggest putting on your favorite playlist of videos and just watching some. I have a whole bunch you can check out. Shameless plug, links below. Anyways, once you're done that, take the end of the string and just tie it back onto that original loop you made to finish it off and cut off the excess. Decide where you want the back of the wreath and make sure that part is facing up and the good side is towards the table. Then, using pieces of black yarn, the same as the one I wrapped around, I went ahead and tied them just with a regular double knot to either side of the wreath form. Now you want to make sure it's a little bit tight so that when you go to wrap it, like a spider web would be, it doesn't all just droop and sag. Once you're done tying them all on, go ahead and cut off any excess, string that there, and then use your hot glue just to ensure that it doesn't move no matter what. All of the interlocking webs in the big, larger spider web are going to consist of just one piece of yarn. So make sure that you cut a piece that's big enough. I suggest between 15 and 20 feet just to be safe, depending on how much you leave at the ends or beginning and how many times you want to wrap it. If you saw the video where I made my Dreamcatchers a little while back, you'll know the technique that I'm using. I'm doing the exact same thing that I did there to loop the spiderweb in the center. For those of you who didn't see that video, although you should, I'll link it below. Basically, all you're going to do is pull the yarn across the other web, and then you're going to take the bunch of string that you have left over, put it underneath the yarn that is across, and pull it up. Repeat that the entire way, and that's all you have to do. When you get to the end, tie that loose string up again onto that loop that we made at the very beginning. That seems to be the part that holds everything in place. I went in with my fingers and actually just moved the webs around until I got them where I wanted them. Then I went in with some super glue and I just dabbed a little bit onto each connection, and it just ensures that the web doesn't move and stays in the same shape that you want. So if this is what you're looking for, that's a really pretty super plain spiderweb wreath. But if you want to spice it up a bit, you'll need some construction paper, scissors, a hole punch, and a pencil or something to write with. So I took the construction paper and I folded it into 3 parts. So I folded one up, and then I folded it back and basically just accordion folded it over again. Then with 3 sections, it's just easier to cut than with, one and having to measure and yada yada. So I just took my scissors and cut at an angle to create 3 triangles, unfolded them, and cut them apart so that they would be separate, and that made my triangles, and it's so much faster than measuring and cutting each individual one. Then using my hole punch, I went ahead and hole punched the 2 corners of each little piece of paper so that they could be like little banners, like triangle banner papers. You know what I'm talking about? Okay, after that I used some just calligraphy plain stickers, like the lettering stickers, and I spelled out Happy Halloween. It's now just a matter of threading the banner, and literally just take your yarn and thread it. Now if you do want a more in-depth video, last year I made a Halloween Garland candy corn banner, and I will link that video so that you guys can check it out. Before you make the banner permanent on the wreath, go ahead and just lay it out, find the positioning that you like the best. Then just wrap the extra yarn around the back and hot glue it. Hope that you guys liked this video. Don't forget to check out my entire Halloween playlist, and I will see you guys later. Bye!